Hello, everybody. My name is Benjamin Bloom. Welcome back along to the channel. I am out of the filming room and downstairs today, so I hope we're all connected okay and everything sounds all right. We're gradually getting little bits of info as to what the EFL are planning to do in regards to the season finishing. Obviously, there's a lot of guesswork involved, but from the information we've got thus far, I've kind of sat down and tried to figure out how they're mapping out this season finishing. Obviously, we're focused completely on the Championship on this channel. The Championship has 9 games to go, and the couple of bits of information we've got are fairly revealing. First of all was the letter from Rick Parry, the head of the EFL, to all the clubs saying that they could finish the season in a 56-day span, and that players were to be put on leave but not go anywhere. And this date of May the 16th keeps coming back up again. They've said they can do things behind closed doors. And today we've had another date slip through. ESPN are now reporting a June the 6th restart as a possibility for the EFL. Now, obviously, all of what I'm about to say comes with the complete caveat that this is assuming that the virus is on the downturn by then. I don't know what this means for schools or theatres or shops. We'll just focus on the football bit now because this is what the channel's for. So I've tried to figure out what they might be kind of working towards with the dates they've given us. And this is what I've come up with. So if this 16th of May would be all players tested, and obviously everybody negative can come back in to a training facility. I don't know whether the training things are going to have to be locked down because obviously people will be going to and from their homes, which assumedly would still be locked down at that point too, which would then give you a 3-week pre-season from Saturday the 16th of May through to that the 6th of June that ESPN are talking about. So 3 weeks for the players to kind of get back to speed, etc. And then I think the way it would pan out, so 9 games to go, and as much as I love all you 70s and 80s football fans, I don't want to hear that the players can play twice a week every week. This is not 1981 anymore, where Russell Osman played 66 games for Ipswich in one season. Although, if you look at Song Hyun Ming's figures, maybe he could do it. But I think it would be irresponsible for them to play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday. We see teams as well, when they do that 2 weeks in a row, it all dies off. So, assuming the 6th of June, I'll get off my soapbox about that, was the restart point, that would be game week 38. Then if you played midweek and the following weekend, so 9th and 10th of June would be game week 39 and 13th of June would be game week 40, then it would make sense to then give the players till the following Saturday so we don't get this constant grind. Saturday the 20th would then be game week 41, then you could play midweek 23rd, 24th, game week 42, and Saturday the 27th. Jim says June the 6th will not be happening. Well, I'm just trying to figure out what they've actually put down on paper, whether or not the government allows this to happen or not. And that's a guess. Saying it is happening is a guess, saying it's not happening is a guess. We don't know. Saturday the 27th would then be game week 43. You could then miss a week and, or miss a midweek rather, and game week 44 would be Saturday the 4th of July. The 7th, 8th would be game week 45, and then Saturday the 11th would be game week 46. So basically, in 4 to 5 weeks, you can finish the 9 game rounds by playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, week, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, week, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So that kind of kills it week on, midweek off, week on, midweek off, week on. That seems fairly doable in the 56 games they've said. Lots of nice Russell Osman debate going. Whenever I think of a player playing lots of games, I just think of Russell Osman. Song Heung-min should be the probably modern example. So if we've got to Saturday the 11th of July, and that is game week 46, it's always a week to the first playoff semi-final. So that would be the 18th of July. Then the midweek would be the 21st, 22nd of July. So that would be the playoff semi-finals done. Strangely, the 56 days they've kind of thrown out as an idea would then take you to Friday the 31st of July. And I get the feeling that the EFL will probably kind of like Friday night prime time playoff final if we are behind closed doors and everybody is on lockdown. So realistically, if that playoff final was on the Friday night, the 31st, then without kind of, Jim, we've talked about a mini pre-season, we've given 3 weeks, without killing the players, I can see how they think they can do it in 56 days. So let me reiterate that again. If they're back May the 16th, that gives 3 weeks to the June the 6th. Remember, these are numbers that we've heard from, okay, the second one's from ESPN, but the first one is from the EFL, the May the 16th, and players should be away and then possibly coming back then. And then, if you play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, 3 times in a row, 1 week for the playoffs, and then your normal 7 to 10 days, it would fit in the 56 days. So that is how I think they're suggesting that they could do it. We've got a lot of things coming up in the comments. I think someone just said, why not just do it till September? Yeah, that would be a lot easier, I guess. I'm just going on. They've said they can do it in 56 days. And the title of this video is, how could they do it in 56 days? So that's what I'm working off then. We had some questions. How can they come back if it's lockdown? I'm guessing if we're still in lockdown, then the training facilities would also have to be locked down and everyone would have to be tested going in. It's very, very difficult. There's got to be a point, and I don't want to get political or scientific about this, there's got to be a point where someone or something facilitates the start of coming out for lockdown. Obviously, we're all sat here waiting to hear from the government because we've been told 3 weeks, and that elapsed last night, but we've heard absolutely nothing. Oliver says new season September to June, then start in August. I don't quite know what he means there. As in squishing it up. Well, but where does that finish the old season? It's very up in the air. Again, while we're debating this, everybody's guessing. There's no one can say with any certainty that everything I've said, that might not happen. And no one can say that anything will happen with certainty. All I have mapped out is how they would do it in 56 days. We know they've mentioned the 56 days. We know May the 16th has kind of been could they be training from them in lockdown with testing type scenario. And we now seem to know from this ESPN report that June the 6th could be a behind closed doors start. Like I say, lots and lots of kind of guesswork in that, but trying to use the 3 days. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please, please, please leave your ego at the door with the comments, because everybody is guessing here. You can't shout me down, you can't shout anybody else down. This won't happen, that won't happen. You cannot speak with certainty. Anthony says we'll be playing behind closed doors until there's a vaccine. That could be a case. Oliver's theory was predicated on no pre-season break. That might be a struggle for the players to go through kind of a season plus 9 games. All very, very tricky, but get your ideas in the comments. Again, I'll reiterate, I've mapped out what would happen if their suggestion that they've kind of dipped in was allowed to go ahead and how that might look. Doesn't look too rushed to me. I have to say the 56 days doesn't seem silly, I have to say. Jim says closed doors will not work, fans will turn up for games anyway. Jim, that's why we have the police, my friend. If people are breaking lockdown protocol, then they'll be arrested. So in theory, they shouldn't turn up for games if we're still in lockdown. If we're not in lockdown, we don't have to have them behind closed doors, do we? Oliver says they've had 4 weeks off already. Yes, I know, but that's not training and it's not really safe for players to go straight into competitive cold. I think you see a lot of injuries if that happened. I think they do need to kind of get up to speed. And what we ask these guys to do, their bodies are right at the limits. And if you look, not many championship players can play a 46-game season, particularly midfielders and forwards. No one is out there every minute. So what we're asking them to do, they're right at the limits of that at the moment. Let me know what you think in the comments. As I say, have respect for other people's views because frankly, we're all guessing at the moment. But again, based on 56 days, that's how I think it might play out. And I think if they can find that window, and even if it is behind closed doors, then it looks doable. Right, I need to give up my iPad now, so sadly I won't be able to do any more questions. I know there's a few more coming in the feed, so I would just recommend people get involved in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Keep safe, everybody. Respect everybody's views in the comments. I'll reiterate, everybody is guessing. We can't shoot down anybody's ideas at the moment. I will say over and out, and we'll talk more when we have more tiny drips of information. Perhaps we might even hear from the government today about the lockdown. Jim says, I think some clubs will not be here next season. Sadly, he may be right, and that's what we've got to kind of ward against. That really is a doomsday scenario beyond this season being delayed, etc. Right, Alex says he could get lost in my eyes. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. I think on that bombshell, we will say goodbye and we'll talk more when there's a drip more information. Thanks for watching.